Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am just filming this intro really quickly while Vince is in the shower. I want to pull a little prank on him. It's very harmless. We are not pranky couples. I can definitely take it, but Vince is not that way, so we've just like agreed from the very beginning of our friendship, well, I guess friendship, relationship, that we wouldn't do like any major pranks on each other. So today's prank is going to be harmless. I've essentially asked him to film with me today. I won't be filming with him a lot. I'm probably going to need his help just because of how large this yucca is, but I'm going to put him on the spot during the intro and just basically say like, this has been highly requested and people want to see how Vince would repot a plant on his own, and I'm gonna pretend it's gonna be this one. So I'm not gonna tell him. He has no idea what we're filming today. I've just asked him to help me, so we're gonna see what his reaction is when he thinks that he's gonna be repotting this giant on his own. Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Joined with me today is our trusty pug Pudge and my trusty husband Vincent
from Vancouver.
We've been watching a lot of Indian matchmaking, and the matchmaker Seema, she always introduces herself as Seema from Mumbai, and so yeah, that's our intros now. So today I have a very special video for you. Vince has no clue what we're doing, but every time I have opened up my questions asking what people want to see on this channel, this is my #1 suggestion, hands down, every single time. And I've never done it because I'm like, I don't know if he'd be willing.
What is this? Have I been ambushed?
So, I have received a giant yucca, and per your guys' recommendation, he is going to be repotting this all on his own with no direction. And
so I went out to get this plant and it's gonna die because you're making me do it.
So I'm gonna stand aside, I'm gonna give you the materials and give you no direction.
Pudgy, tell her no. Tell her save that plant.
And you know, there's probably caterpillars and centipedes in the soil, maybe spiders.
You know what I just found out through Jeopardy Masters tournament that I've been watching is that centipedes have closer to like sometimes 300 legs on their bodies versus just, you know, from the name you would think 100. I don't want no 300-legged creepy crawlies all over me. No, don't do it.
So Vince is very scared of bugs, but because he loves and appreciates every single person on this channel, he's probably gonna do it.
Oh no. I mean, I'll do whatever you want me to do, but I'm on the record, like actually physically recorded, so on the record that this is a bad idea.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate the receptiveness to wanting to do it. When I tell you guys I do not deserve this man, I'm not joking. I was just kidding. You're not. I would never make you do that.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, I went pretty far to like White Rock to go pick this thing up. I spent, 15 minutes with the guy that we bought it from to figure out how the hell to get that thing in our car. And then, 2 days later, oh, by the way, you're gonna repot it and just kill it. And,
you're such a good sport, though. So I actually had you in this intro because I wanted you to kind of give us a play-by-play of your thoughts, like going into this. So. Yeah. Here's the thing, I have brought home a lot of...
Don't say guys.
I mean, before you, she had it. I'm just kidding.
I know you had it.
I'm just kidding. So, I brought home a lot of large plants, and for every single one, I have brought this guy along with me. Do you have any significant memories of like any certain time where you were like, this girl's crazy?
Oh no, I mean... I would never go to thinking that, oh, this girl's crazy, because I already knew how much you love plants, and then I know how much you love big plants. So it's like, I get it, why we would go places to get these big plants, but sometimes it was just like, oh my god, this is like out of pocket. Are we really trying to get this thing in this car? Or even those times where like, I think it was wasn't it the time that we figured out about when we went to pick up a plant from the next door. And I remember even that was like awkward walking in, you know, from that tower down to like where we parked, which was actually in front of this building, and it's just like awkwardly.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of videos and photos out there of me awkwardly.
He does a
moving
really,
around
really good
with,
crab walk.
yeah, exactly, stuff like that.
But he's a good sport. I will say though, with this specific plant, okay, you guys know, if you've been on this channel, you watch every video, you know I've been manifesting a mature yucca. And when I saw this one, the shape of it just called to me. I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and I know exactly where I'm gonna put it. My thought initially was I was gonna put it on top of my pantry or like somewhere in the kitchen, so that when you walk in, it's like you've got this big sort of statement yucca in there. And because the windows would be the windows are higher than the cabinets, but you guys know that plants will like reach for the light. So I'm like, this yucca is probably gonna like take on an even cooler shape where it is. But here's the thing. I underestimated the size of it. Just by like the photo, and I'll throw in the photo over Vince really quickly by Vince. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just like some unstoppable moron, but I thought this was like in a maybe 12-inch pot max. Okay, I've seen pots like this at the store, and I'm like, oh, that's gotta be like 12 to maybe 15 at most, or 14. And I don't know, I thought that this trunks were maybe like as long as my arm at most. But I was like, it's gonna be perfect for the kitchen. Oh my gosh, my dreams are coming true. So I don't bother to clear out the car because I'm like, you could just shove it in the back seat, call it a day, bring it on home, you know? So I didn't do any of that. I send him on his way after work. I give him an address, and I'm like, just come home with my plant. So he texts me.
Oh, and I remember asking the night before, like, oh, is it just going to be out? Do I need to like go inside to get it? And you're like, no, they said they just put it out on the
driveway
or whatever you said. So yeah, I like also kind of just figured it was going to be medium size, nothing
crazy,
problematic.
Would you like to give him a play-by-play of like when you arrived?
Oh yeah, so like, okay, pull into the property, and it's a fairly big area, so I didn't see it right away, like the driveway area, so it parked. And then I see it, and I'm like, wait a minute, well that looks like the plant that she, you know, sent me a picture of, but like I also was shocked by how big it is. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. So like I walk up to it, like, no. Okay, hold on. And so then I go back to the car, open the side door, and like I'd already pushed the passenger side seat as up as it can go, cleared out about as much room as I figured it was going to need. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the space I've cleared. I'm like, wait a minute. So then I try to bring it over. I can't like easily pick it up. It's so big. So I'm like, okay, so now I have to drag this thing, and you hear it like dragging across the concrete. And then I like place it in front of the side door again. This is what I had thought it was going to go, was on the side.
Me too.
The back seats. And I'm just like, I literally can't even fit these trunks in through the opening, let alone the pot itself is just, the base of it is way
huge.
too big for that. I'm like, this isn't going to work. This is actually not going to work. So then I took a picture of the plant like right beside the opening of the side rear door, and the passenger side that I was going to try to put it in. I'm like, babe, this is like by text now. I'm like, it's not going to fit. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I don't think I can get this in the car. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like trying to figure this out. A couple minutes go by, and then somebody walks down the driveway from the street, and it was a food delivery person. And at that point I thought, based on you saying that it was just going to be outside and I would get it myself, that there's nobody home. I figured, I was like, yeah, not sure what this food delivery person is going to do. But luckily she goes to the front door, that rings the doorbell, and then owner comes out, grabs the food, and then she leaves. But then he like kind of looks over, and he's like, oh, I didn't even know you were here. So he comes out, and he's in scrubs, like probably had a full day of work himself or something.
Sorry, Harrison.
Yeah, and then I like have it on the side here. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna fit into my car. And so he's kind of looking. He's like, okay, well, wait. We put down the back seats. We put down the actual seat backs. The back seat creates a little bit more space, but still I'm like not seeing exactly how this is going to work, because I had already opened the trunk too, and like Charmaine said, there's like we didn't clear the stuff that normally sits in the back of our.
It's full. It's packed. Like
yeah,
you can't.
Like,
Pudge's crate is back there. We have a huge box of his stuff that I wish he would not keep in the car, but it's in there anyway.
That's for a separate video. We'll talk about that later. So, but he, Harrison, the owner, took a look and he's like, actually, hey, well, try the stuff that we're talking about right now is all across the back of the trunk. So maybe try pushing everything to one side. So actually snake the huge trunks through that opening we created on the side in the trunk, and then put it in that way. But the thing too is, if it was true that he wasn't there, Harrison, if it really was just me, even if I figured out on my own, okay, yeah, I'll have to clear out some space in the trunk to find a way to get it through. The pot itself is too heavy to be holding it, and too wide to hold it with like one arm.
Yeah.
To be able to maneuver the two big, massive trunks to get it through. Like I would not have been able to do that myself. Exactly. So it was very fortuitous that he was there, because yeah, it's basically like me holding the base and him like grabbing the trunks and like snaking it through.
But even then.
Oh yeah, so like even then, once it's all the way in and like I finally rejig everything so that all our belongings are inside the car. He's like, okay, thanks. I'm like, thank you. I sit in the front seat, and these yucca leaves are just like all the way through to the front, basically on the passenger side, like covering everything, and then even just like poking at the back of my head.
Was bad.
Like, I had to actually drive like hunched forward. It's funny.
And I'll throw in the photo again, but you guys see that little curly part? I'll circle it. That part was so cute. I was like, oh my god, I just love how it's just such a cool shape, but that part didn't make it.
Is that the part that broke off?
It snapped off.
Oh yeah.
So it snapped off, but I'm actually kind of glad it did, because again, I did not know the scale of this plant. I still have no idea where it's going. Vince says that it should go outside. I want it to live out inside, and it's just not going to work outside. The place that I'm thinking of is behind the TV, but I'd have to like lift it high enough so that like it doesn't block our TV. I'm still wanting to do it, but it's a matter of, is Vince willing to help me?
I mean,
move. Our TV is ginormous, but if you think about it,
back there is so delicate too, with all the like, you know, there's a bunch of there's a modem, there's a lot of wiring and like different power bars back there.
But wouldn't it look so cool, like just
so if you like raised it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna raise it up and it would just like go.
I mean, it could work.
So anyway, those are my thoughts. But I did bring my dream yucca home, thanks to my husband, who's the goat. There was something else I wanted to mention. Hold on, I'll get there. She'll get there.
To do with Harrison?
Yeah. Oh, so by the way, I don't name my plants. I only name them when they're like heirloom plants like this that have been grown from a very small plant that are now like mature specimens that have been, you know, given to me. So I've named this yucca Harrison after Harrison, who I bought it from, and I think it's a great name. But yeah, I do need to repot it today. I am very, very nervous but excited. I might need your help in the sense that like when I tip it over, I don't want to break any more stems, so I might need you to just like support it.
One thing I will make a request about is, because knowing like you have to actually like take it out of the pot and like really shake up its current ecosystem. Like, do you think the plant itself kind of like knows something's going on? I'm sure, right? Okay, so in that case, just because you don't want it to be like mad at us, I want you to, before we start, you have to whisper to it, I love the shape of your Ed Sheeran.
Oh. I was like, where is this going? What direction is this going?
Because earlier you said you like the shape of it. I'm like, oh my god, I love to say it. Yeah, so you have to whisper to it, I love the shape of Ed Sheeran.
Okay, so he does this often. He has like these little, is it a limerick? It's not a limerick.
No,
it's just like these little things, or anyway. Anyway,
that's my only stipulation.
So wow,
you tell Harrison you loved it.
I will once we get to repotting. So thank you, Harrison, for this plant. It was totally my fault for not knowing the sheer size of it. Looking at the photo now, I'm like, how did you not see it? Like, come on, Sherman, that little acorn in there is just like completely hollow. Yes, and the only reason I feel okay about asking him to help me is because I was gonna drag him to the mall with me today, but I have allowed us to stay home.
I mean,
and staying home is his favorite thing on this earth. But anywho, that is it for the intro. It's been the longest intro I have ever filmed. 17 minutes. Holy smokes. People are gonna be pissed. I'm gonna see how far I can get by myself, and then I will call you when I need you.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love.
Who agrees that Ed Sheeran has too many songs? Why does he have...
apparently a new album out.
Of course he does.
Of which I don't... None of the songs.
Every single day a new Ed Sheeran song comes out. I'm like, how many songs can one man make, really, in his lifetime? I mean, his music is very great. It's catchy. You can't deny it. But too many songs. Everybody, meet Harrison. Harrison, everybody. Okay, when you guys saw the picture, who thought that it was actually this big? And who thought it was, who thought it looked this size, and who thought it could have been much smaller? It's one of those moments where I'm feeling like, yeah, you're not very bright. Because how could I have misunderstood this assignment this much? It's so huge, but look how majestic it is. It's like, I manifested this from my dreams. It has everything that I love in a yucca. It has the growth pattern of a yucca that I love, where it doesn't grow just straight up, it just grows kind of wherever it wants to go, and I'm hoping that it continues that wherever it's going to be. I love that the yucca doesn't have so many leaves down the stem, and it's kind of just up at the top. It gives it a very sort of Joshua Tree, Coachella, California desert vibe, and I think that's the reason why I like the yucca so much. It just kind of reminds me of home. But this is it. Harrison is a beast, but just amazing, and I'm so happy to have it. I just have no freaking clue where it's going. But we have several things that we need to do before we actually get this repotted. So like I mentioned, the bottom part of this broke off, and it used to kind of like swoop up and like it would fill in right here, and it was just so cute. But it fell off. I did keep it. I peeled back all of these old leaves. So these are leaves, not sheaths. They don't actually emerge from a sheath, obviously you can see. And I've done it to the other plant, and the trunk blew my mind. It is the most rich, deep brown color with beautiful texture. So I am so excited to peel back all of this sheath and just show you what is under there. It's so beautiful, and I do think that it's going to transform the shape of this plant a lot. The reason that I want to do it first is because it's actually very hard, and you can cut yourself on it. So for the sake of repotting and the safety of me and Vince, I'm going to start by peeling it back, and I'm going to I think maybe I'll speed it up by 2 times. I know that this is sort of like an ASMR thing that people like, so I'm gonna put a timestamp if you want to just fast forward through all of that, but I'm going to give you guys the full sort of peeling experience for everyone that has been requesting planty ASMR stuff. So that's where we're gonna start, and then I'm going to start mixing the soil batch, and then we're gonna get started. But actually, you know what? This plant was in, I believe, like a big south-facing sort of basement situation. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like at one point maybe it could have even been outside, or it was in a garage. And so there are quite a few spider webs and spiders sort of hanging around this thing. I keep walking into webs and things like that. So I'm just trying to like get off as much as I can so that I don't have any spiders crawl on my face. So I know I look crazy right now, but it's just, I'm trying to collect it. So what I do is I just take a stick with a wet cloth, and I tie it to it, and then the web just sticks to this. So I'm gonna do that first, and then we'll start peeling back the sheaths. I am gonna put on some gloves because I only peeled a stem maybe this tall or this long, and my hands were so cut up after. It's very, very sharp. So I'm just gonna kind of show you what it looks like. I'm so excited to show you guys what's under here. The second I uncovered it, I like just about screamed. So I'm just gonna be peeling back all of these old leaves. And it's actually really hard to remove. But look at how beautiful that stem is. It's like this rich cocoa brown. And it has like the most beautiful texture to it. And then I love that contrast of like the lighter sheath right here, like if you don't pull it all the way back. But I honestly was not prepared for how beautiful that stem was gonna be, and I'm just so excited to see what it looks like when it's fully naked. don't mind Pudge creeping in the background, but look at how different it looks already. I am so happy with it. It looks so much more alive than it did before, and I'm obsessed. I'm fully obsessed. Like, look at how rich and brown that is, and like the texture of this trunk, it's incredible. As it ages though, it does literally turn into like a trunk. So you can see like how much lighter in color this one is in comparison to up here, but it is lovely. So I didn't mention this, but this little piece here is gonna go to Alice, and I'm just gonna have these two guys together just because, again, of space. And I do think since this was snapped off, I'm pretty sure another point is going to activate along this trunk here eventually. Okay, so it's time to make soil. Hi, Pudge. Come here, babe. You can be a part of it, you know, if you want. I'm not stopping you. You can be a part of it. You can help. Do you want to go inside of the bin? Do you want to go inside of here? Yeah? No? Can I have a kiss? Thank you. So, okay, this is the soil that I'm using. The brand is My Soil by Cinnabar Valley Farms. This is the soil that I actually use for my veggies and my herbs. It is an organic potting mix. It has natural zeolite, which increases nutrient absorption, organic compost, which is a natural source of nutrients, organic kelp, more nutrients, Cinnabar organic peat, natural core, which reduces watering, Canadian peat moss, and perlite. So this is made for, well, it says ideal for vegetables, herbs, and patio container gardens. It's very, I would say, kind of rare that people use this for the indoor aroid hobby. Now, I have used something even more nutritious and dense than this before, which was a sea soil. My plants loved it. I did have to mix quite a few amendments in it. So for this one, I'm not going to be adding any worm castings as I would with aroid soil. I'm going to add a little bit more perlite and maybe some pumice, but overall, I'm not really going to be adding too much because this soil, as it is, it's not very chunky. It looks like it's just like kind of straight from the bag, and I'm not really worried. So I'm going to try and mix a big batch of it because we have to fill I think it's a 15-inch pot or something. So anywho, I hope it fits. I actually didn't even see. I need to go check if this pot is gonna fit my cover pot. I'm so happy I double checked before I did it. This doesn't fit in the cover pot I'm putting it in. This was $27. Why is this $27 for a plastic pot? Have they always been that expensive? So I am not opposed to returning that thing at all. I really didn't want to spend that much anyway on a plastic pot. So I very, very rarely do this, but I'm gonna pot it directly into the pot. And the pot is extremely heavy, so Vince is not gonna like this. He's really not. But we have no choice. So anyways, let's start mixing some soil. I'm gonna put a mask on though. I mostly have the mask on for the perlite. Oh my gosh, this bag is huge, but you know what? I actually need soil for my garden plot, so it's totes fine. we get into the plant. I feel like there's like a million steps before we can actually get things repotted, but I want to kind of clear out the things going on in here. There are a ton of spider webs and I do not want to be attacked by a spider. So I'm just gonna clear it out. And it literally, it just catches everything. It's such an easy way to like clean up your plants without having to fuss too much. You just go in there like Harry Potter. Okay. And then obviously you guys can see that there are some succulents in here. So I'm just gonna be removing them. And I will likely pot these outside, maybe on my balcony. But we're not gonna keep them with this plant just because I don't want any of the roots from these succulents rooting into the plant itself once I get them untangled. And I'm likely going to have to do a significant amount of root trimming because the pot is a lot smaller. So we'll see how that goes. Whoop. I think that's enough. And now I'm just gonna kind of clean out all of this stuff. Ooh, that's ASMR. It's like that, do you guys watch the soap crunching? That's like my favorite. Next thing I'm gonna do is just try and loosen up this topsoil as much as possible because I know it's like a solid mass and it'll just be easier for us to break through and like pull it out of the pot. Oh my gosh, it's really, that is solid. Holy smokes. Oh my, you guys, it's like really in there. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get this out. Oh God, this is gonna be really difficult.
What's the plan, Stan?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I need it out of the pot stat. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we tilt it and you pull the pot and I pull the plant. I have splinters all over. So you don't likely need to put on a mask.
Okay.
It's gonna be just, ow!
Oh, goodness.
Ow! I have a splinter. It's in here. Oh, it's right there. Got it.
Got it.
Why are splinters so painful? Hopefully you guys can see what we're doing. I'm trying my best here. Okay. Oh shit, it did it. That's not what I wanted to see. Look at those roots. Oh no. Thank you.
Crazy.
You guys, I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. This is gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get through this, but surely I will try. This is, I don't know what to do. I'm actually really overwhelmed for the first time in a long time. But anyway, there's a lot of splinters in this soil, so I'm gonna have to wear gloves and a mask. Ow, more splinters, ow. Okay, so the splinter is so small that I can't remove it. Oh, but I see it. I saw this hack on TikTok and I'm gonna try it for the first time. They said if you just use some really sticky tape and just gently place it over, it should pull it out. Oh shit, it worked. Whoa. I was not expecting that. Thank you, TikTok University. For the first time ever, I'm gonna have to double glove. Wrap it up, kids. Wrap it up. So I can see a plastic tray in here from when it would have been in the nursery, so don't be alarmed. I have my big old meat knife here and I'm just gonna cut through this center, and I'm hoping I can just dissect it this way because I was gonna root trim anyway. Because there's like no way that I can get through this. It's gonna be impossible, or else I'd be here all year. So we're just gonna sort of saw away. Everyone look away. Oh, it's bleeding, that's insane. It's red, whoa. So I'm just sawing through this first layer. Like, you just slice it like a cake. I've done this before on a bird of paradise, and it was the only way that we could break through that root system. It did drop a few leaves after the transition, but it bounced back eventually. Oh my gosh. This is just so wild. I'm hoping that mycorrhizal inoculant will do this plant some good, so that I can get a root system reestablished, because this is like on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of an invasive repot, it's like a 12. And I'm fully aware of that. Okay. And that way I can really just kind of literally open up this root ball and really start being able to untangle the rest of the roots. My biggest concern, besides getting it reestablished, is not breaking off any of the rest of these trunks in the process because I would be so effing sad. Okay. Here we go. Got an opening now. I feel like I'm like delivering a baby. Gosh! It's a very, very sandy mix. There's a lot of sand in here. I would have loved to add some sand, but I do not have any. Finding some rocks as well. And then I think I'll be able to like open it up this way. Look at the color of these roots. They're wild. Wow, they're beautiful. That's what I wanted. You just gotta break through that outer layer and you can really, really start making some progress inside of this root ball. My first goal with this plant is to separate Alice's so that I can see where that root system is. And I just want to get it separated from my plant, and I can kind of see where it is, but she may have to like reroot again, or like I might have to like chop off a lot of roots, but obviously I'm going to try and give her something to work with so that she's not just working with a cutting, because obviously it would have been a lot easier for me to just chop it right here and give it to her. But I am happy to see some of these really vibrant red tissue inside of these seemingly, you know, deadish looking roots. So I know they're alive, I know they're kicking, and once it gets calloused up where I've chopped and reestablished, I think we'll get some really beautiful roots on it, hopefully. I can kind of feel this one coming loose now, which I'm excited about. All right, now you can actually see what I'm doing here, sorry. So you can see we've got a little bit of a root system, but a lot of it is going to be intertwined along those edges, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to take it out without sort of ripping some. But as long as I have some roots to work with, I'm happy. Oops, sorry, hit you there. That's the best I could do, you guys, but I feel good about it. It's such a tiny little thing. It's got really healthy, bright red my brain, bright red roots. So I think once she gets this repotted and sort of established with mycorrhizal inoculant, some really, really nutritious soil, I think it's gonna be fine. You guys, I'm so out of freaking breath. Okay, now to get the rest of this untangled. All right, I think I've decided that I'm just gonna cut the bottom off. Like traditional root trimming. I've never done it on this channel before, but there's a first time for everything. So like commercial growers or, you know, like long time growers, they essentially just hack away at the bottom of the, okay, I need goggles too. They hack away at the bottom of the root ball. And I'll link some videos in the description if you want to give it a watch. But I'm just gonna go that route because I'm not really seeing another option. I'm already breaking enough roots as it is, the way that I was doing it. But yeah, you guys can see the bottom here, it's grown through the entire bottom of it, so it's gonna break anyway. So I might as well just chop. Show him your bucket hat.
Just the bucket hat boy.
He's getting me some McDonald's. Okay, so I had to do a bit off camera because my memory card started acting up. I don't know how much footage I lost or didn't capture. Hopefully it got everything. Off camera, I got the little plastic piece off and I broke through this root ball, which I'm really happy about. Once I got to the center, it's very, very sandy. It's just falling right off. So I'm hoping that the rest is a little bit easier. I really need to flip it over, but I think if it goes the other way, it might break. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'll need Vince's help. I'm just sort of pulling off the roots that I chopped off. I still have a good amount of like primary roots here that we can get a new root system established. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I really honestly thought I would be breaking off a lot more. I could actually leave this as it is, but this soil here is really compacted and old. And I really just want, I want to be able to have nutrients flowing to the bottom of it really easily. I want all of these roots up here to be touching some new nutritious soil, and that's my reason for wanting to break through as much as I can. If you can't be bothered with it, then, you know, it's totally fine. You could just leave this as it is, but I am gonna still try and loosen as much as possible because it's almost like there's just a wall here of just old sandy soil, and I'd love to get my aroid mix in there. Sorry, I heard someone screaming outside. I think I'm gonna try and turn it around. Oh, please. So this might be as much as I untangle. That inside is just a mass, and I can't just keep hacking away at it. So now I'm just gonna be removing roots I don't need, or roots that have been severed. And then I'm gonna get cleaned up here and eat. And hopefully we can start this repotting or get it repotted after lunch. So we're actually going to pot it in here just because if we are going to sit it where I want to put it, we are not gonna be able to lift that pot. So I am gonna try and squeeze it in here, hopefully. I do want to trim a little bit more of the roots off because it's kind of wide. So I'm gonna hand this to Vincent. Like, I do think I need to sever some more. Okay, so if you want to sit it on the ground, but still hold it up.
Sure.
I'd have to dig more into here.
Look at the fine layer of dust.
If there's going to be a fine, I have to deep clean this entire living room now.
Oh, yeah, look, there's your footprint, there's Becky's footprints. Ah, there's a centipede.
Stop it.
You might have made it a little stool to sit on. Because I'm not made to squat like this too high. Thank you.
Here.
Oh, watch your fin, baby.
Ow! It's rock solid. Right. Could you lift these?
Oh, how high?
That's good. I just need to get it off the ground. I eliminated a lot of roots. This root system is tiny, but it's something. Bless you. I know it's dusty in here, baby. I'm so sorry. And hold on. Lift a little bit. Make sure this gets tucked in. Can we do it a little bit like this? Can you lift up? Oh, sorry. Put that in first. And then down. Okay. That's good. I'm expecting a decent amount of shock. I wouldn't doubt if some of these leaves start to yellow. I'm just kind of hoping that throughout the summer it gets reestablished, sort of figures itself out, mycorrhizal inoculants sort of do its job, and yeah, fingers crossed we can get this thing sort of settled in here sooner than later. It's just kind of up in the air every time you do something as invasive as this. Okay, I need a pokey stick. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is the finished product. Now that I've angled it upward and it's not really leaning anymore, I actually think I might be able to put it back where it was in this corner, which is where I thought I could put it without blocking the TV. So I'm just gonna drag it there and kind of see what happens. So close. So it's awkward because I really actually love it in this corner, but it's just too close to the TV. I feel like I need to move my couch back a little bit and maybe I can position it like right here. Like if this chase wasn't here, it would be totally fine. I could just place it right here, but it's really awkward. Because now that I'm looking at the height, I actually don't think it's gonna clear the ceiling. So I feel like this is my only option right now. So I'm gonna try moving the couch back a little bit. The things we do for our plants, for this hobby, not for the plants, for this hobby, the plants are probably like, leave me the hell alone. Repeat what you said.
What did I say?
What did you just say?
Oh, I said it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. He likes it. I think it's a little piece of California in our house and it's magical. So the only issue is it's still blocking some of the TV. Now I'm wondering if maybe we elevate it, like if I can get a stand and it's just higher.
Oh, so like sitting in the same spot, but just higher.
But higher. So I'm thinking maybe for now I'll put this pot down, upside down, but I'll need your help to lift it up. I do need to clean this out just for a sec. Actually, could you lean this way and I'm gonna just dust out whatever soil's in there. How did that come from?
Just like wall it?
Like, just like right here. So I'm gonna lift this and just put the drip tray on top. Oh! Okay, it can go up now. It's perfect. It's perfect. It looks so ugly, like the pot, but this is temporary, everyone. You know what? I can actually cut this because it's getting in the way.
That's what's pushing it. That's a cool tool.
I need bigger ones.
Oh, wow.
This is just for my small plants. Okay, so here's the situation. I'm gonna need to, number one, find a cover pot that will fit this pot because it's gonna drive me crazy looking at this plastic pot. And then I think the next thing I'm gonna get is maybe a proper plant stand. But that's what the situation is right now. You can kind of see I've got it leaning against the wall for support. And it just clears the TV and doesn't get in the way. And I actually think it's gonna be quite happy here. I believe this stem is gonna just keep going this way. And I almost have a feeling that this trunk is gonna start going this way or even this way. I'm hoping it goes that way, but we won't really know. But I'm really happy with it. I think it looks really good. Whoa. I'm happy. Are you happy we don't have to lift it behind the TV?
Yeah. I just feel like behind the TV is a precarious position.
Very, very precarious. My God, the lighting is so terrible. Sorry, I had to show you guys the plant on my iPhone, so the quality is not going to be as good because on my actual camera, the backlight is just terrible. So I think now I'm just going to catch my breath. Look at how shiny I am. I'm glistening. And this AC feels so good. I'm so thankful that I have AC and like so grateful because I don't think I would have been able to finish it if I was just like in the heat. I need a pot. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna pot it in this Elho pot that I really don't see myself using. I'm not really using these very much anymore since I'm doing everything in no drainage. So she can take this. And the little plants that I'm giving her is actually super cute. It's not gonna be for her, it's actually for one of her clients that she's doing an install for, which is like so exciting. I can't wait to see what she does with the space because it's a really, really beautiful space, and it's just like they have so many windows, and it's just such a shame that like the plants don't look that great, you know? Okay, I could do this and have it leaning out this way, or I can do it upright like this. Maybe I'll do it at an angle so it's not like super leaning. And I'm gonna be inoculating both of these plants with great white. I am hoping that my big yucca gets established really soon because I would be super sad if it just completely like threw a fit. It's not gonna die. It has a root system, healthy trunk. There's no reason that it shouldn't reroot. It's just the speed in which a plant reroots, especially a really, really large plant, is kind of crucial, which is why I didn't want to just chop off all the roots. I wanted to at least try and save some. I can't get over how much I love this stem. It's so beautiful. I'm really happy that Vince is enjoying the plant. He never once has complained about a plant besides my Chinese fan palm from like when I had it in 2017, 2018, because I put it right next to the couch and the stems would like poke him, and they were razor sharp. They had like literal thorns on them. That's the only time he's ever complained about a plant. Otherwise, he's just like, you do you, girl. He's great. Okay, so, it's so cute. Oh my gosh. I feel like people are sleeping on yucca. But this is really cute. I think this is gonna look really nice, however Alice styles it. I think that she might do some other sort of like, I don't know, like arid plant in this little corner. I'm not 100% sure what her plan is, but I know that she's gonna make this one look super, super cute. So Alice's is done, mine is done, and that is going to wrap it up. I've been filming for hours. That was definitely the most difficult plant I have ever repotted in my life. I've never encountered a root system as dense as that one. I've never had to work with a pot as large as this one, and I've definitely met my match for sure. But I think in the end, I made it work the best that I could. I'm super happy with it. I hope that it likes its new pants. I hope that it likes life here, and we're just gonna see. So thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully I was able to whip up something for you guys and it's not just like an hour of me heavy breathing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Of course, I will keep you updated on the progress of this yucca. Everybody put good thoughts out in the universe for us as we try and get things reestablished. but we're in that rocky territory right now, so I am going to be a little bit on edge for the next few weeks, and definitely when I'm in California, but I have faith in her. She's a really, really strong plant. Still a decent amount of roots down below it, so I'm feeling okay. Like, out of 10, I'm at like a solid 7. Anyway, thank you for being here. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, because it helps us a lot on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one.